Ngayon magsasagot naman tayo ng hypothesis testing involving chi-square test. At itong chi-square na to ay specific sa mga dataset na gumagamit ng two-way table. At alam natin ang chi-square ay ginagamit natin kung ang ating statistical analysis na gagawin or gagamitan ay yung mga categorical variable. So dito meron tayong test for homogeneity at saka test for independence, at meron din tayong tinatawag na chi-square goodness of fit test. At ito ay kaiba sa chi-square goodness of fit test kasi dito gagamitin natin ito dahil meron tayong two-way table na dataset sa ating case. So yung ating first case ay yung universal healthcare ng Canada at saka ng United States. So in this particular case, Canada has universal healthcare at yung United States naman does not, but often offers more elaborate treatment to patients with access. So how do the systems compare in treating heart attacks? So researchers compared random samples of US and Canadian heart attacks patients, and one key outcome was the patient's own assessment of their quality of life relative to what it had been before the heart attack. Now, here are the data of the patients who survived a year. So ito yung gagamitin natin dataset, yung two-way table na kung saan gumamit sila ng survey at tinanong nila yung quality of life nila. Yung dalawang samples natin is yung Canadian sample at saka yung American samples, at tinanong sila at pinasagutan sila ng survey nung mga tanong na may mga choices na much better, somewhat better, about the same, somewhat worse, much worse. At yan yung i-analyze nating data na categorical variable kasi it's either meron tayong qualitative data set dito sa ating experiment na ito. So ang ating hypothesis test na kailangan sagutin is that is there a significant difference between the two distributions of quality of life or quality of life ratings? We need to carry out an appropriate test at alpha of 0.01. So, dito, alam natin na ito ay test for homogeneity, and the reason why this is a test for homogeneity is because dito sa ating case, sinabi dito na yung mga researchers ay nagko-compare ng random sample of US and Canadian heart attacks patients. So, meron tayong two independent samples, both of them are random or randomly selected. So, kapag ganito yung case na meron tayong mga independent samples, gagamitin natin yung test for homogeneity, which is quite similar sa process ng pag-solve ng test for independence. Ang difference nga lang, kinakategorize natin siya as test for homogeneity kasi dalawang independent samples yung ginagamit natin. Pero yung method or pamamaraan ng pag-solve ng p-value, ng test statistic, pati na rin yung degrees of freedom ay kaparehas ng test for independence. So in this case, kunin natin yung proportion, o gawa tayo ng graph ng case na ito, comparing yung distribution ng opinions about the quality of life ng mga patients na naka-experience ng heart attacks ng United States at Canada. Now, mapapansin nyo na medyo konti lang yung difference nung graph na nagpapakita ng opinions ng mga heart attacks patients about the quality of life or their quality of life. So, sa hypothesis testing, ginagamitan natin siya ng ganitong treatment kasi gusto nating makita using inferential statistics kung statistically significant yung ating result based on the statistical method na gagamitin natin. At dito nga, ito yung gagamitin natin yung chi-square test for homogeneity. So, since dun sa graph, hindi natin masyadong makita yung difference kasi parang may pagkakahawig yung dalawang graph na pinapakita dito dun sa responses nila dun sa quality of life. Gagamitan natin siya ngayon ng chi-square test for homogeneity. So, ang sasagutin nating research question is that if there's a significant difference between the two distribution. So, at 1% significance level, titingnan natin kung significant yung ating test. So, yung dalawang competing hypotheses na kailangan nating isulat dito ay manggagaling doon sa tanong doon sa word problem. At yung tanong nga is, kung may significant difference nga daw. So yung ating null hypothesis, alam natin yung null hypothesis will always be an equal sign. So ang ating formulation ng null hypothesis is going to be there's no difference or walang pagkakaiba doon sa distribution of quality of life for patients who have suffered heart attacks in Canada at saka ng United States. At yung ating alternative naman, titingnan natin kung may difference yung distribution ng quality of life ng mga patients who have suffered a heart attack in Canada at saka yung US. So, titingnan natin kung meron silang significant difference. So, ang alpha na gagamitin natin is 1%. At dito natin i-compare yung ating test statistic at yung p-value makukuha natin dito sa ating chi-square goodness of fit test. Now, dun sa second step ng ating procedure, kailangan nating kunin yung or i-verify yung mga conditions. So, kailangan natin yung tatlong conditions na ma-verify para magamit natin yung method ng walang caution. So, dun sa unang introduction ng ating word problem, sinasabi doon na we're comparing random samples of US and Canadian heart attacks patients. So, dito magmumula yung ating sample kung siya ba ay random. So, since sinabi doon sa ating case na random siya, so, sulat lang natin na randomly selected yung mga samples dito sa research na ito. And then, yung independence na condition or 10% rule, kailangan lang natin mapakita na yung population ng Canadian patients who suffered heart attacks at saka ng US or ng America ay greater than or equal to the 10 times or 10 times the sample size. So in this case, yung ating sample sa Canada is 311 at sa United States naman ay 2,165. So to verify the 10% rule or yung independence, alam natin yung population 1, which is Canadian heart attacks patients, at yung population 2 na sa Amerika naman ay mas malaki ng 10 times doon sa sample size natin. Yung sample size natin sa Canada is 311 patients at doon naman sa US is 2,168. So we verified the randomness ng sample at yung 10% rule or independence. Kailangan na lang nating i-verify yung large count ng ating data set, at para ma-compute natin or ma-verify natin, kailangan nating makakuha ng mga expected counts or expected value na greater than or equal to 5. And to do this, kailangan nating i-compute yung ating chi-square or yung expected value para ma-verify kung yung condition sa large count ay nagsasatisfy. So let's go ahead dun sa calculation and then we'll go back to conditions later on para lang isabi natin, masulat natin na lahat ng expected values ng ating dataset ay greater than or equal to 5. Should be at least, it's not 8, it's at least. So, let's proceed to calculation. Again, dun sa calculation natin, isulat natin na we're working on chi-square test for homogeneity para ma-differentiate natin yung goodness of fit test at saka yung test for independence. So, ito yung ating observed data set. So, ito yung given data dun sa survey. At para makuha natin yung expected counts mula dun sa observed counts, yung ating formula would be expected counts is equal to the row total times the column total all over the table total. So, kailangan lang natin kunin yung mga totals ng column at saka ng rows, at mapapansin nyo dun sa given problem, wala yung totals ng mga rows. So, kukunin nyo siya isa-isa by adding yung Canadian and United States patients under dun sa mga categories natin. So, ito yung ating row total. So, since meron tayong column total na given at yung row total lang yung kinukuha natin, makukuha na natin yung expected value. So, sa pagkuha ng expected value ng chi-square, kailangan natin gumawa ng table para sa expected value. So, yung table natin, it would contain yung bawat computation or expected counts na gagamitin natin per column and row. So, dun sa una natin, yung sa category 1, which is much better, i-compute natin yung lahat ng responses ng Canadian patients using the formula. So, kung uunahin natin yung first cell, yung Canada at saka much better. So, using the formula, row total natin is 606 at yung column total naman natin is 311. I-multiply natin siya divided by the table total, which is 2,476. At using our calculator, it would give us 77.37. So ito ngayon yung expected value ng Canadian patients under the first category. At doon sa second category naman, parehas rin lang ng formula, pero ang iibahin lang natin is yung row total. At ang row total natin dito ay 569. At yung ating expected counts or expected value is 71.47. So yun yung sa somewhat better at Canadian patients. At doon naman sa third category, which is about the same, using the same formula, meron tayong 109.91 na expected count. At yun yung ating third category. Now, pag inulit lang natin yung mga formula doon sa ating Canadian and United States patients, we'll have 41.7, 10.55, 538.63, 497.53, 764.09, 290.3, at yung huling-huli sa United States patients ay 73.45. So, uulit-ulitin nyo lang yung formula para makompleto natin yung expected values ng ating Canadian and United States patients. Now, kaya natin kinukuha itong expected counts hindi lang dahil para i-satisfy yung conditions natin sa large counts or minsan tinatawag din natin normality. Ginagamit din natin to kasi kailangan natin siya sa pag-compute ng ating test statistic. At since yung expected counts natin lahat ay greater than 5, kung babalikan natin yung conditions, pwede na natin siyang i-verify at all you have to do, going back to the condition part of your hypothesis testing, isulat nyo lang na yung all expected counts is greater than or equal to 5 para masatisfy natin yung tatlong conditions. At since yung tatlong conditions ay satisfied, pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa calculation at sa pag-compute natin ng ating test statistic p-value. Gagamitan natin ng calculator or TI-84 para makuha natin yung ating test statistics at p-value. So, ito ngayon yung ating calculation. So, ang una natin i-compute ay yung degrees of freedom. At dun sa degrees of freedom, sabi dito, kailangan nating i-multiply yung number of rows minus 1 at saka yung number of columns minus 1. And in this case, meron tayong 5 rows at meron tayong 2 columns. So, 5 minus 1 multiplied by 2 times 1 is equal to 4. So, yung degrees of freedom natin dito using our formula is equal to 4. Now, yung pagkuha naman ng ating test statistic at saka ng ating p-value, gagamitan natin ng calculator para makuha natin yung value ng ating statistics. So, let's go ahead and use our calculator to find our p-value, chi-square, at saka yung degrees of freedom ipapakita din dito. So, sa pamamagitan ng ating TI-84, gagamitin natin yung function ng TI-84 sa pag-compute ng test statistic ng chi-square at saka ng p-value. So, na-input ko na yung table 1 at table 2 at sa pag-input ng table 1 and table 2 sa ating TI-84, all you need to do is to go to second function, x to the negative 1, at pupunta kayo sa edit, at ilalagay nyo yung table ng ating observed at table ng ating expected doon sa ating matrix. So, sa matrix A, make sure na 5 by 2 matrix yung gagamitin ninyo para lumabas yung 5 na number of rows at 2 columns dun sa ating matrix. And then, ipa-plug in nyo lang yung values ng ating observed which is given dun sa problem. At pag na-plug in nyo na yung mga values natin sa matrix A, you'll go to matrix B para i-input naman yung ating expected values na na-compute natin a while ago using the formula. So, going back to matrix, second, x to the negative 1, you go to edit and you go to letter B at doon nyo i-input yung inyong mga expected counts or expected values. So again, 5 by 2 matrix yung kailangan nyo para makuha or mailagay nyo yung values ng ating table doon sa ating calculator. At since meron na tayo matrix A and matrix B, which is basically yung table ng observed at table ng expected, we'll go to our front screen and go to stats. At doon sa stats, all we need to do is to go to test. At hahanapin natin ngayon si chi-square test. At yung calculator mismo magko-compute ng ating test statistic at ng p-value. So sa chi-square test, by default, yung ating observed will be matrix A at yung ating expected will be matrix B. So hindi na natin kailangan siyang i-modify. So by calculating our test statistic, meron na tayong chi-square na 11.725 at yung p-value natin na 0.0195 with a degrees of freedom of 4. So since yung calculator yung nagko-compute ng ating values para sa ating test statistic at saka yung ating p-value, makikita nyo na or nailagay na natin sa calculator. So kailangan meron tayong TI-84 para ma-compute natin yung ating statistics or statistic doon sa ating chi-square test. At alam natin yung chi-square natin is 11.725 with a p-value of 0.0195 and degrees of freedom of 4. So dun sa ating dalawang hypothesis na null at alternative hypothesis at alpha of 0.01 or the significance level of 1%, we failed to reject the null hypothesis kasi yung p-value natin is greater than 1%. Kasi yung p-value natin dito is about 2% or 1.95%. So in our conclusion, susulat lang natin na with a p-value of 0.0195, which is greater than 1% or 0.01 alpha, we failed to reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there's no convincing evidence that a difference exists in the distribution of quality of life for heart attacks patients in Canada and the United States. So yan yung procedure ng paggawa or paggamit ng chi-square test or chi-square test for homogeneity, which is also parehas lang sa chi-square test for independence. At kung may natutunan kayo sa video na ito, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.